Darlington Raceway. One of the most iconic and historic tracks in NASCAR. While the track is most known for hosting a crown jewel, the Southern 500 on Labor Day weekend, it has another NASCAR weekend on its calendar, Throwback Weekend. Throwback Weekend is meant to pay tribute to NASCAR's history and some of its greatest people, and it allows teams and sponsors to show their creativity. Some teams do throwbacks to their own history and paint schemes. Others throw back to the most famous paint schemes. And for some, there are personal and family attachments. One team decided to use its creativity and think outside of the NASCAR box, the Wood brothers. In their 75th season, fresh off of their historic 100th and 101st victory, the team decided to pay tribute to its founders and Jim Clark.
This was all the Wood brothers, right? Obviously, I supported it, but it's just a really cool story. The Wood brothers pitted Jim Clark's Indy 500 win in 1965, and it was Ford's first win in the Indy 500. So it's just a cool story, and Leonard and the Wood brothers really look back on that Indy 500 and getting to hit that race and win the race is one of their favorite racing memories. So it makes it pretty cool.
The Wood brothers were a crucial part of Jim Clark and Lotus's 1965 Indy 500 effort, as their pit stop ingenuity helped the team win the greatest spectacle in racing.
60 years ago, we pitted the Jim Clark Lotus in the pit for two-time world champion race car driver and help him win Indianapolis. And then it's 60 years for them, 75 for us. So it's 75 in the stock cars and 6 years with the Lotus.
So we know the creativity can expand outside of NASCAR, but what other unique ideas have been done? Fans love an accurate throwback paint scheme, and that's what Kaulig Racing and Ty Dillon delivered.
Yeah, it's super cool. Our car looks awesome. We're throwing it back to Patty Moise, one of her paint schemes she ran at the ARCA Series in Daytona. She sat on the pole, led some laps there. But she was a pioneer for women in our sport, and she was a great race car driver. She cut her teeth on road racing, so the ovals were a little unique for her.
Not only did the paint colors and the number font match, but they even had the same sponsor.
But what's really cool is our sponsor, Seabass, actually sponsored her in that race in ARCA. They're both, her and the company are based out of Jacksonville, Florida. So tying it all together, having her in the car, got to hang out with her this week. It's super special and super fun, and got her name on the side, and she was pretty thrilled about that. She hopped right in that thing at the race shop like she was ready to drive. So it's been a fun week, and hopefully we honor her great this weekend.
Family is an important part of NASCAR. We often see generations work in NASCAR or even drive in NASCAR. Whether it's the Earnhardts, Pettys, or another NASCAR family, we often see a driver pay tribute to someone in their family, like John Hunter Nemechek did to his father, Joe Nemechek.
Being able to run kind of the Bell South scheme there is super iconic. It was one of my favorite paint schemes as a kid growing up. I think it's neat that my dad got his first Cup win in the 42 in a Bell South scheme as well. And honestly, it's paying tribute to what he's been able to do in this sport, what he's given this sport, and really what he's been able to accomplish. So it's neat to be able to do that and have that same last name and kind of continue on that tradition.
Over the years, we have seen plenty of tribute paint schemes from a son to a father, but what about a great-grandson to his great-grandfather?
My name is Justin Fox, and I'm the rear tire changer for Todd Gilliland.
Justin Fox is the fourth generation of the Fox family to work in NASCAR. His great-grandfather, Ray Fox, was a car owner, an engine builder, and later in his career, an engine inspector. The NASCAR Hall of Fame nominee worked with NASCAR legends such as David Pearson, Fireball Roberts, Junior Johnson, and many more. When Todd Gilliland and Front Row Motorsports needed an idea for Throwback Weekend, they went to the rest of the team.
Yeah, so to be honest, this year I didn't really feel too set in stone of what we were going to run because, the 34 number doesn't necessarily have the most history in the sport. It's been with Front Row for a really long time, and before that, I don't know, I mean, I'm sure there's someone notable that's ran it, right? But nothing really sticks out in your mind when you think of that. So for us, we felt like it was a good opportunity to kind of do whatever we wanted, which is fun, and also just the endless opportunities. So it's hard to narrow it down. But I just texted my whole team, pit crew, everybody, right? And that's kind of when Justin sent in, you should do my great grandpa's scheme from back in the day. It was, like I said, it was very fitting with 75 years of Darlington, just over 75 years of NASCAR. This takes it back to the very beginning.
So when Justin saw that text asking for throwback ideas, how long did it take him to think of his great-grandfather's car?
Oh, it was my first thought. I've always dreamed of seeing it back out there on the track, and with them giving us the opportunity to send in some that we thought would be cool, the first thing that popped in my head was my granddad's. It's a cool paint scheme. He's won here at this track before, so I only thought it was right to get it back out there.
Throwback Weekend can mean a lot to an individual, whether it is the person whose old paint scheme is being thrown back to, or the person who is driving the throwback. But in this case, it meant something special to an entire family.
It meant a lot. They're as much as invested as I am, and my dad being in the sport. My brother's not in it, but he watches every day. He's texting me about it all the time. So just for them to be back out there, just have the Fox name even more on the track and on the car, it's a great feeling.
The family aspect of NASCAR has always been a critical part of the sport, and it will continue to be. And that's something that makes Throwback Weekend special. While some debate if Throwback Weekend has run its course or if we need to not do it or alternate years, it means so much to those who have tributes to them, and it can mean so much more to those outside of the car. And that's why Darlington Throwback Weekend is beautiful.
So it's just awesome. No words to describe this moment. I mean, it's just amazing.